Did you know that there is $3,000 worth of money that you can get if your Section 8 tenant trashes your property? I know it's hard to believe, but it is true. And it's not necessarily in every state. So I'm going to tell you how to find out if this is available in your state. And then there are 11 myths about this program that if you knew, you wouldn't have left $3,000 on the table like I did. And I truly regret, but I know better now. And I'm sharing it with you. So I'm Monique Burns. My husband Pat and I have been buying properties in Detroit since 2007. We have mostly Section 8 tenants. Recently, one of them had a turnover that I could have gotten this money from, and I didn't. But the rest of my tenants are drama-free. I don't really have problems with them, so it's been easy for me to say Section 8's been a great program for me. I used to have a property management company. It was a great program then too. I had hundreds of Section 8 vouchers in and out, different people moving in and out. Sometimes tenants do damage properties though. Right now, I am a real estate agent. I help buyers and sellers connect with each other. If that's something you're interested in, definitely, email me. If you want to talk to me about maybe flipping a house together, we could do that too. Contact me on Calendly if you need to talk to me. But let's get into this. HUD is the government organization that funds Section 8, and HUD gave money to Michigan, like it does every state, and Michigan decides what to do with it. And so Michigan hired some contractors to give out Section 8 vouchers, but they also set aside, in Michigan anyway, $500,000 for tenant damages. I'm super surprised they did this because in the news, all we hear is all this, oh, there's no more money for Section 8. Apparently there's something, because why would they have done that for 2026? I don't know. We thought all this went away. I'm on the board of my REIA group, Real Estate Investors of Oakland, and just this month, I invited somebody from MSHDA to come talk to our group, as well as some Section 8 directors, and I asked him questions about this program, and that's one of my 11 myths, something that he said. I'm like, I don't think that's true, but in his mind it was. So that's where I'm getting my information. I'm getting my information from having them speak, me blowing it. My colleague Stuart Hicks, he does a lot of this Section 8 stuff. I talked to him and he gave me a lot of great input on these myths I'm going to go over with you, because he has done like probably 15 of this and had some of them denied and had to learn the hard way. So I'm going to share that with you. And my friend Peltier, who did one, and then I have a friend Christina. She didn't say to put her name in my video, but I've been watching her journey since she started her claim with MSHDA to get this money. So I'm going to bust these myths. Let's get into it. Myth number 1, it is so easy. And that's what the guy from MSHDA said. And I have to control my facial expressions at these events because I've been told I'm not very good at it. But I'm like, I already know it's not easy. What? It is not easy. And Stuart Hicks was telling me, like, you have to be so careful when you fill out that paperwork that they ask you for. You better get every detail correct. And I'll put a link to their program underneath my video in my pinned comments and in the description box for you guys. So that's the first myth. Wait. It helps me so much if you subscribe. Every Saturday I put out more content to save you money. Today I'm saving you $3,000. You have to have a judgment. So this may have been true at one point, I'm not really sure, but I did confirm with the guy that came and talked to us. You don't have to have a judgment against the tenant in order to get money from MSHDA. If you have $3,000 in damages, you get $3,000 from MSHDA. No. So first of all, they want to take out whatever your security deposit was. So if you had $3,000 in damages and $1,000 security deposit, MSHDA's only going to give you $1,000. So that's worth knowing. And I also did read something about an insurance claim. Like if you have an insurance claim and the insurance paid you, you can't like double dip, which I don't know how they confirm that, but I didn't want to ask them that and sound like I'm trying to get over on them, My time is worth something. I'm going to bill for my time. This is kind of where we went wrong on ours that we never made a claim for. But if you are an owner like my husband and you can fix absolutely everything yourself with your blood, sweat, and tears and your expertise and your HVAC license or your plumbing or your electric license or whatever license you have, and think that you're going to submit a bill for your time, which is absolutely worth something, think again. This is kind of like, they look at it like, yeah, and you also don't get money for watching your own kids. You have to hire a contractor and pay a whole lot more than doing it yourself and have the invoices from the contractor for the parts, the labor and the parts. It's just not that easy. So that goes to my next myth about just turn in the bill. So like if we had done it, we would have turned in a bill for what my husband did. He did all these things. No, that bill has to be broken down very, very carefully between parts and labor. You can't have one bill from the carpet guy, let's say, and they only charge, they charged $1,000 and 500 of it was carpet and 500 was labor. They need to know how much of it was carpet and how much was the labor. And then just show them the bills and they give you the money. No, this is where else we went wrong. When my husband went into our house that had so much damage, he worked so fast. He already had half the stuff cleaned up as he was walking through each room, but you have to have a photograph for every last thing. Going back to the whole carpet thing, like if the carpet was damaged, you can't show one photograph of damaged carpet. You have to show the damage per room, per hallway, and justify why it wasn't just normal wear and tear. They're not going to pay for normal wear and tear. It has to be actually damaged, which is always a gray area. It just depends who's looking at your case. Like with the walls, you have to show every single wall where it was damaged, like a hole in the wall, not fingerprints, but like damaged. Now that I've done this, thank goodness, I'm saving the next landlord, obviously, from ever having to deal with this tenant because there's a claim against them with MSHDA. That's not true. Sadly, that is not true. These things, they said, are not related, and this does not affect the tenant from going and damaging the next person's house, because that's what the government does. They love to spend money like that on really bad tenants over and over, I guess. Any Section 8 tenant and I can get this $3,000. No, it has to be a MSHDA contractor Section 8 office to get the MSHDA money. So in Detroit, we have other organizations that put out Section 8 vouchers, like the City of Livonia, the City of Ferndale, the City of Southfield, Taylor Housing Commission. They don't have these funds. It has to be a MSHDA agency in order to get the MSHDA funds. So make sure you know, like if your tenant even is through MSHDA or not before you try to file that kind of claim. This happened 4 months ago. It took me that long to do all the work because it was so much work. Okay, and then you turn in the claim. That's not going to work. You get 120 days. That's it. As soon as you turn in the bill, they're going to give you the money. No, my friend Christina told me how lengthy of a process it was. And that's what Stuart said too, that it took a really long time. They all three said it. Jay said it too. It took a really long time. And I think I should have asked him exactly, how long is long? But there's a portal, there's paperwork, you have to download the before photos, the after photos. Each invoice has to match each photo. And then, it's the government. You wait and wait and wait. I'm thinking like 3 months before you get reimbursed. And another thing, like in our house, is the tenant took her grease and she would go out the back porch and dump it onto our cement patio, and it's ruined. We couldn't get that off. It was encased and sucked in, and it looks gross and it's sticky, but we're not replacing it. So we can't go submit an invoice saying, well, here's what it's going to cost to replace it. That's just an estimate. We didn't actually do it. So that's just money lost to us. If someday in the future, like when we go to sell the house, we're going to have to replace that part of the cement. They had a dog, and the dog did the damage. Look at all the damage the dog did. MSHDA will not pay for any pet damages, because their idea is, if you're the one that allowed the pet, you should have had a pet deposit to cover the amount of damages that a pet could do, right? So they're not going to take any of them. So if you have a house with pet damage, you can't include any of the photos of how the pet ate the walls or how the pet trashed the carpet, because you're not going to get any of that back. So I am very curious. Have you done this in your state? Have you done it in Michigan? How did it go for you? Another tip the guy from MSHDA said I want to point out is that he's like, they get so many of these claims and it's one invoice and it's handwritten and it's just one person that has one bill. That doesn't work. So if you really want the full $3,000, you should be asking for $3,000 plus however much your security deposit was, plus some, so you at least get $3,000 to cover the damages, because it's often way more than $3,000, and sometimes the security deposit doesn't cover much of anything, if you even got a security deposit. A lot of tenants on Section 8, we're just so happy they have such a great voucher, we don't get a big security deposit, or we don't get one. So just think about that when you're submitting your claim and getting your bill ready. But anyway, comment below, because I really do want to know how it's gone for you. If you have any other advice, did I miss anything? Are there any other